Hey everyone, so my aunt sent me a voiceograph recording from September 4th, 1955, and I am going to try to digitally record it and send it back to her. This is a 64-year-old recording. It's only on one side, as you can see. If you turn it over, there is nothing there. The thing about these voiceographs is they're actually meant to be played back at 78 RPMs. I'm going to be using my Technics 1200 MK5 to record it. However, my only options are 33 and 45 RPMs. So my guess is I can record it at 45 and then digitally speed it up to 78. So the first thing we're actually going to do is clean the record. So I'm going to be using Groove Glide here to make sure the record is as clean as possible. So of course for a vinyl this size it actually works best just to hold it in your hand once you've applied the Groove Glide, but for the purpose of the video I thought I would just show it to you this way also. Alright, we've cleaned it as best as possible. Now it's time to try to record it. So at 45 RPMs it's a lot of static, and it's obviously slowed down. It sounds like singing to me. To be honest with you, it sounds a little bit haunting, but we're going to see if we can record this, get rid of as many pops and clicks as possible, speed it up to 78 RPMs, and salvage what we can as we go back in the past 64 years. So I hadn't really thought about it till I went to make this recording, but my 2017 MacBook Pro no longer had a line in. Not wanting to wait around and buy adapters, I just decided to play the audio straight through onto a K12 and then record straight off the K12 with a lavalier directly into the MacBook Pro. Worked fairly well. So we're just using a free program here, Audacity. This has already all been done, but I'll just show you. You'd select here, then going up to Effect, you can actually change the speed, and you can go from 45 to 78, which is what we did. When that's done, I also went to Effects, did a noise reduction, to try to get rid of a lot of the hissing sounds. When noise reduction was done, I also did a click removal, which got rid of some of the other pops and clicks in the track. Cut and faded in the beginning. The end was actually cut off, which my aunt later told me was because her and her sister must have run out of time in the recording booth that they were in when they recorded this in 1955. So there really wasn't a full-on ending, it just kind of stopped. And then with everything highlighted again, I amplified to try to get the most sound out of the file as possible. So I'll show you a quick little before and after of how the file sounded. Again, this is just Audacity, a free program. I'm sure there are better and more complicated and perhaps more expensive ways than a free program to do this, but this way did completely work to get us to a pretty decent final result, all things considered, from a very old voiceograph. Alright, so here we are. We got both tracks loaded into Serato, the original recording straight off of the voiceograph on the right, and the one that did some editing to on the left. So we'll play each one from the beginning, not all the way through, just to give you an idea of kind of how they each sound. Here's the original recording. And we'll skip ahead a little bit. And here is the newer recording. And skipping ahead, so kind of interesting. The beginning doesn't really sound super clear on the adjusted one, but I got to tell you, from listening to the original a number of times, you really were having a hard time hearing anything on it at all. It was really tough to isolate a lot of that audio with the amount of scratchiness there was behind it. But all in all, it was pretty fun. Came out, it was about 1:03 recording once adjusted. So kind of cool. So then there you have it. There's a voiceograph from the 50s recorded digitally, and you could probably do it yourself at home pretty easily if you wanted to do the same thing, so long as you have all the right basic equipment.